Hello, guys. Hope you all doing well. Today we are presenting Part 5. Please stay with us. Doing the work and overcoming procrastination. One of the main goals of a dopamine detox is to lower your level of stimulation to help you feel more motivated to work on key tasks. In this section, we'll see what you can do to maintain the momentum and overcome your tendency to procrastinate. Plan your day. Being intentional with your day is an effective way to boost your productivity. When you take time each day to decide what you want to accomplish, you limit the risk of distraction. Consequently, the more intentional you are, the better. Planning your day is important for the following reasons. It gives you an opportunity to clarify which tasks are important and which ones aren't. It reduces the odds of your mind distracting you during the day. Because you know exactly what you have to do, you can move from one task to the next smoothly and without distractions. You will feel less stressed and more in control. Instead of reacting to your environment and letting it distract you, you will move toward your goals proactively. How to plan your day. You don't need fancy tools to plan your day. Instead, you can use a secret technique forgotten by many: pen and paper. Simply write down a few key tasks you must achieve today. 3 to 5 tasks might be ideal. Place them in order of importance and start working on your first task. Once you complete it, proceed to the next. Repeat the process until you have completed all the tasks on your list. Now, here are a few things to consider. Make sure these are key tasks that move the needle forward. To help you identify your major tasks, you can ask yourself the following question. If I could complete only one task today, which one would have the greatest impact? If you're still unsure, ask yourself this question. If I could complete only one task today before taking a month off, what would that task be? You'll notice that your most important tasks are often the ones you want to do the least. Perhaps it's because they are challenging. Perhaps you don't know where to start. Or perhaps they're boring. But your dopamine detox will help make these tasks easier to tackle. Note that you can use the same method to set weekly, quarterly, monthly, and yearly goals. I also recommend you create a long-term vision. It could be a 5 or 10-year plan. Of course, it won't be perfect, but simply having an idea of the direction to follow will make a huge difference. To set short-term goals, reverse engineer what you must do to reach your long-term goals. For instance, if I want to write a book in the next 90 days, one goal could be to create an outline. Another could be to complete the first draft. And to hit that target, I could establish a specific daily word count. Schedule one major task to work on each morning. While there are thousands of books on productivity, only a few principles matter. I believe the most important one is to identify your key task and tackle it first thing in the morning and do this consistently. Even though you might have a never-ending to-do list, there are always a few major tasks that, when completed, will skyrocket your productivity. Unless you can complete them, nothing else will really matter. The key to productivity can be summarized in 3 words: focus, consistency, and impact. 1. Focus is your ability to maintain your concentration and avoid distraction or procrastination while working on your tasks. 2. Consistency means developing the habit of working on your key tasks every day, week after week, month after month, and year after year. 3. Impact means identifying your key tasks, the ones that have the greatest impact on your long-term success, and working on them as often as possible. Productivity can then be defined as having consistent focus on your most impactful tasks. Now, let's see what you can do specifically to stay focused on your most important task each day. Develop laser-sharp focus. Your ability to develop laser-sharp focus is one of the most important things you can do to improve your productivity. By focusing on your key tasks consistently for just 45 minutes daily, you can make more progress than you can with almost anything else you could be doing instead. In this section, we'll discuss specific things you can do to build your focus and complete your key tasks each day. 1. Be at the same place, at the same time every day. As we mentioned before, a simple daily routine will help you condition your mind, help you feel more in control, and lower your stimulation. As a result, starting work will become easier. One thing that will strengthen your routine is to be at the same place at the same time each day. The famous writer, Stephen King, sits at his desk every day at the same time and writes. He doesn't wait for inspiration to come. Instead, he starts, knowing that inspiration will come as he immerses himself in his work. Do the same thing. Choose a time and place where you'll be tackling your major tasks each day. Then, practice doing it one day at a time, and you will gradually build your consistency and focus. Remember, productivity is nothing more than focusing on your most impactful tasks and doing so consistently. What about you? Where will you be when you dedicate time to do your most important work, and when will you start? 2. Choose a trigger. As you create your routine, choose a specific trigger. It could be making tea and sitting at your desk, or it could be completing your meditation session. Try to select a trigger that will help calm your mind. When you are relaxed, you'll find it easier to begin work. What about you? What activity could kickstart your daily routine? 3. Get started. Once you have created your routine and identified your trigger, get started. If you can start work on your tasks for a few minutes, you'll likely build enough momentum to keep going. You might even experience flow. Named by the psychologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, the flow is a mental state in which you're so fully immersed in an activity that you become hyper-focused, while experiencing a sense of underlying enjoyment. Again, the more relaxed you are, the easier it will be to focus. So, just get started and don't worry about completing your task perfectly. It's okay if you don't feel motivated or creative. Taking action will generate motivation and stimulate your creativity. 4. Eliminate distractions. When you work, remove all distractions, turn off notifications on your phone, disconnect from social media, and stay away from the internet, unless it's needed for specific research. In addition, ask others not to disturb you. The more you practice working distraction-free, the stronger your focus will become. 5. Work without interruptions. Now that you have eliminated distractions, work continuously, without interruptions. I recommend 45 minutes of intense work as a maximum. If you want to do several sessions, take a 5 to 10 minute break between each work block. Following the 5 steps above will strengthen your focus and boost your productivity. And, as you procrastinate less, you'll feel better, which will positively impact other areas of your life. To learn more on how to develop laser-sharp focus, refer to Book 3 in this series, Powerful Focus. Beware of open systems. The activities with the biggest potential for distractions are usually part of an open system. What is an open system? An open system is simply an application or situation that provides you with a continuous and never-ending supply of external stimuli. Some examples are emails, Facebook, YouTube, and, more generally, the internet as a whole. Whenever you enter an open system, you risk becoming overstimulated. For instance, if the first thing you do in the morning is to check Facebook, you might find yourself scrolling down your newsfeed for no reason, watching one video after the next, or messaging a friend and entering a long conversation. Once you finally close Facebook, you might find yourself so stimulated, you'll struggle to begin work. This is why you must guard against entering an open system and understand the risk you take if you do so. With open systems, there is no end to reach, no point at which you can ever be finished, and an almost infinite number of ways to become distracted. As a result, you can end up wasting hours of your time each day. In short, open systems create distractions. Instead, you should strive to design closed systems. What are closed systems? These are systems that offer little or no room for distractions. As a result, they force you to work on your task and only on it. Some examples are Excel spreadsheets, Word documents, or PowerPoint presentations. These days, I strive to open the file for the book I'm currently writing before doing anything else on my computer. I also avoid checking my phone. In other words, I start my day with a closed system, and I encourage you to do the same. When you begin your working day with a closed system, you can avoid becoming overstimulated, which will make it easier for you to work on challenging tasks. And as you do so each day, you'll feel better and will want to work on even more tasks. So, perhaps one of the biggest secrets to overcoming procrastination and becoming more productive is to start your day with a closed system. This way, you can avoid countless distractions. Remember, what you do first thing in the morning matters far more than you think. Just one tiny decision can have a dramatic effect on your day's productivity. Part V. Avoiding dopamine relapse. Congratulations! You've just completed a dopamine detox, and now, I bet you feel much more relaxed and far more in control of your day. But what next? If you're not careful, you'll inevitably relapse. Old habits die hard. That's why, in this section, we'll describe a few specific things you can do to avoid reverting back to your never-ending stimulation loop. Let's get started. 1. Be aware when you start relapsing. Self-awareness is the key to making lasting change. The first step to avoid or limit relapses is to notice whenever you find yourself becoming overstimulated. When you struggle to work on an important task, stop for a moment. Then, recommit to your daily routine. In truth, you will probably relapse after a few days, weeks or months. And this is completely normal. I find myself going from periods when I'm hyper-focused to periods when I feel restless and so overstimulated that I struggle to complete any work. 2. Understand the battle between you and your mind. When it happens to you, the key is to accept it and avoid feeling guilty. Beating yourself up won't help you build a successful daily routine, it will only make things worse. Therefore, don't dwell on it, don't feel guilty or ashamed of yourself. Simply restart your routine and do it one day at a time. 3. Understand that the world is against you. In today's world, maintaining focus has become incredibly difficult. That's because everybody is vying for our attention. And I'm not just talking about our family members, friends or colleagues. I'm also talking about marketers, YouTubers or bloggers. Nowadays more than ever, the ability to attract people's attention is one of the biggest sources of income for many companies. In short, your focus is worth a lot of money. Which is why YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram do everything they can to keep you glued to your screen. However, your focus is also worth a lot of money to you. When you reclaim your focus and use it to achieve your biggest goals, you can transform your life radically. You can make more money by channeling your focus into great work, and you can increase your well-being by redirecting it toward more meaningful activities, i.e., spending time with your family and friends or engaging in your favorite hobbies. Here's my point. The world is working against you. There will always be someone trying to grab your attention. As such, you have two choices. You can protect your focus by building habits and systems, or you can remain unprepared and let anyone distract you from the important things you should be doing with your time. Which option will you choose? 4. Prepare a contingency plan. An effective way to avoid relapsing is to create a contingency plan. To do so, think of all the ways you are likely to lose your focus and revert to your previous behaviors, and guard against them by creating a contingency plan. So, what things could make you relapse? For instance, if I check my phone first thing in the morning, I'll probably end up jumping from one stimulation to the next. I'll check Facebook, then perhaps reply to a message. This message may remind me of something else I need to do, or it might give me ideas. Suddenly, my mind will become agitated and provide me with a plethora of good reasons not to write this morning. To create your contingency plan, consider all the activities with the highest potential for distraction. To identify them, revisit the list of can'ts you created earlier. Envision the worst-case scenarios. What could lead you to lose focus and stop doing your morning routine? Using your action guide, write down all the worst-case scenarios you can think of. Prepare yourself mentally. Visualize yourself going through these scenarios. How will you react? Now, how would you like to react? See yourself dealing with these scenarios the best way possible. 5. Put a sustainable system in place. The key to lowering your levels of stimulation is to implement a simple and sustainable system. This system doesn't necessarily entail a complete shutdown from distractions, but it does require putting in place habits that will help you stay focused. Consequently, as we've seen before, make sure you have a simple daily routine you can stick to consistently. 6. Cultivate the here and now neurotransmitters. To prevent overstimulation, cultivate the here and now neurotransmitters, which include endorphin, oxytocin, or serotonin. These neurotransmitters are the opposite of dopamine neurotransmitters, in that they make you feel calmer and more present. To activate these neurotransmitters, incorporate activities that ground you in the present, such as meditation. By meditating even for just a few minutes, you can practice being more present in the moment. To do so, close your eyes and focus your attention on your breathing. You can also place your attention on one of your 5 senses, then switch to another sense, and so on. There are no incorrect ways to meditate. Look for meditation books for beginners, search for meditation videos online, or simply experiment and see what works best for you. Stretching. When you stretch, you automatically relax your body and slow your breathing, which enables you to feel calmer and more present. Mindfulness. This means being aware of what's going inside you and around you. There are many ways to practice mindfulness. For example, you can eat slowly while noticing each flavor or texture, or you can place your attention on your body and observe all the sensations you're experiencing from head to toe. You could also practice completing household or work-related chores, while trying to be as present as possible. Contemplative walking. How present are you when you go for a walk? Do you hear the birds singing? Do you feel the wind blowing on your face? Do you notice the shape of clouds? Often, people become stuck in their head thinking of their next task or worrying about problems in their life. Don't be like them. Next time you go for a walk, observe things around you as if you were seeing them for the first time. Focus on each of your senses. See things you've never seen before. Hear sounds you've never heard before. Smell aromas you've never smelled before. Experience bodily sensations you've never noticed before. Be present. Deep social interactions. Interacting with other human beings activates neurotransmitters such as oxytocin, which is sometimes called the love hormone. The more present you are, the more you'll be able to connect and experience a pleasant sense of bonding. Therefore, make sure you spend enough time around the people you care about. Boredom. Practicing doing nothing is a good way to lower your level of stimulation. Our mind constantly wants to do things. For a moment, be okay with doing nothing. Sit down and observe things, eat in silence or walk with no specific intent or destination in mind. By incorporating some of the above activities, you'll be calmer and more present during your day. As a result, you will reduce the risk of becoming overstimulated. What about you? What activities could you implement in your daily routine? Conclusion. You can choose to control your focus, or you can let someone else take it away from you. When you learn to avoid highly stimulating activities that destroy your ability to remain calm and focused, you'll find yourself capable of tackling your major tasks with more ease than ever before. Going through a dopamine detox will help you lower your level of stimulation and ensure you work on your major tasks. Remember that excitement and fulfillment aren't the same things. As you learn to eliminate external stimulations and immerse yourself in your work, hobbies, or relationships, you'll experience a deeper sense of fulfillment and will feel much better. You will also end up becoming far more productive and accomplishing many of your goals and dreams. So, stop letting your environment hijack your brain and regain control of it instead. This is the key to a healthy and productive life.